Welcome to the first edition of Palm TV, where we are going to take you on a guided tour of the Palm Jumeirah to explain when, how and why the island was created. We will be revealing footage that has never been seen before, so get ready to experience the world's newest landmark and live the eighth wonder of the world.
The Palm Jumeirah.
The Palm Jumeirah was the vision of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai. In 1999, he recognised Dubai's potential to become a world-class tourist destination. And so the idea of creating an island was born. Many shapes were discussed, but the palm tree was finally chosen. Inspired by Dubai's own heritage, it has long been considered an important source of food and shelter. As well, the shape created the ideal geometry to maximise the amount of new beachfront to be created.
It's amazing to think that 5 years on, the twinkle in Sheikh Mohammed's eyes is now actually becoming a reality.
The project was a huge success when launched in 2001, with all properties selling out in 72 hours. Reclamation work began with the task of building an island of 560 hectares. That's bigger than 800 football pitches, and thus adding 78 kilometres of coastline to Dubai.
Nothing like this has been done before. It's a great feat of engineering. The Palm Jumeirah is the largest man-made island.
In fact, it's the largest man-made landmark that is visible from space since the creation of the Great Wall of China. In 2002, after 4 years of studies and planning, work commenced deep below sea level to raise the land from the ocean floor.
The reclamation process involves bringing sediment from borrow areas to the footprint of Palm Jumeirah and placing it very accurately. The finishing touches to the islands are done through a process known as rainbowing, by which we fire a slurry of sediment and water to create the landmass.
The island quickly emerged out of the waters of the Arabian Gulf. Digital GPS technology was used throughout the process to ensure the correct shape and volume of the island. Essential to the reclamation process is for the sand to settle, to create a landmass that provides a strong foundation to build on.
There is a misconception that the Palm Jumeirah is sinking. I think this is based on a misunderstanding of our ground improvement process and the vibro-compaction techniques that we use. Through vibro-compaction, there is actually a lowering of the ground surface. This is very calculated. We add further sediment, we raise the ground level, we undertake further compaction, and we continue this process until we get the final design grade. In fact, the strength of the ground on Palm Jumeirah following the ground improvement process is actually stronger than the ground on the mainland of Dubai.
Before construction, extensive environmental and baseline studies were undertaken to survey the Palm Jumeirah site.
Our specialist marine biologist investigations determined that 95% of the sea floor beneath where Palm Jumeirah is now was in fact bare mud and sand.
5 years after the first grain of sand was laid in the Arabian Gulf, the handover of Phase 1, which includes over 4,000 residences, fast approaches. Palm Jumeirah will open to its first residents at the end of 2006.
The Palm Jumeirah is a 5 by 5 kilometer island. It contains 3 sections: the trunk, the fronds and the crescent. The trunk is a combination of residential and commercial. It includes the 20 shoreline buildings, which is around 2,500 shoreline apartments and 80 penthouses and 5 beach clubs.
On the opposite side of the trunk will be the Golden Mile, which will feature over 220 boutique shops, cafes and apartments. This will be complemented by a shopping hub, the Village Centre, which is located at the top of the trunk. At the centre of the trunk will be a spectacular centrepiece, the Trunk International Hotel and Tower, a stunning hotel and residence.
It is really there at the heart of all of the Palm, the heart of the retail. Anyone going to anywhere else on the Palm has to really come through our building. The stature of our building relative to everything that surrounds it on the Palm in that location really make it exceptional.
There will be over 30 five-star hotels on the Palm Jumeirah, and a selection of these can be found on the trunk, including the Fairmont, Tiara and Oceana. The Crescent will host over 20 of the hotel's developments, including Atlantis, the Palm. When complete, it will be a water-themed resort with over 1,500 rooms located at the tip of the crescent. The fronds feature luxury villa developments, which will be ready for occupancy at the end of 2006. There are over 1,350 villas in total in the Phase 1 handover.
At the end of the year, the first residents will move in onto Palm Jumeirah. It'll be in a phased fashion, the first 500 by December, with the balance coming through to about June 2007.
Each of the fronds will be a gated community, providing privacy and security to its residents. No boats or marine activity will be allowed in between the fronds, as Nakheel wishes to ensure the safety and tranquility of its residents. Instead, 4 marinas will be built on the Palm Jumeirah, with over 1,500 berths for private vessels. The Palm Jumeirah will be accessible by 2 major roads: a residential road, which passes through the shoreline apartments, and a commercial road, which will service the Golden Mile and hotels. Joining at the top of the trunk, these 2 roads will continue servicing the fronds and all the way to the outer crescent, passing through the subsea tunnel to connect the crescent with the Palm Jumeirah island itself. In addition, there will be boat and monorail access. It is estimated that the monorail will transport 2,000 to 3,000 people per hour on and off the Palm Jumeirah. And it will stop at 3 main stations before skimming over the sea to terminate on the crescent at Atlantis the Palm. As the construction of Phase 1 nears completion, Nakheel is looking forward to welcoming its first residents to the Palm Jumeirah.
We are so proud to be part of this development and building the history of Dubai and leading His Highness' vision.
But the journey doesn't end here. And over the next 3 to 5 years, as the tourism phases develop, the Palm Jumeirah will become one of the world's premier resorts, offering more than 30 beachfront hotels and a wealth of retail and leisure choices. Don't forget to tune in next time, where we will be looking more closely at the development progress on the island and speaking with key architects involved in building the 8th wonder of the world.